Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Coming up on 7:31, a little foggy out there this morning. Temperatures in the low 60s. Good breakfast show lined up for you today. Stick around. Also give you a chance to register for that $75 cash prize we'll be giving away on Friday during the breakfast show in honor of KCNI's 75th birthday. Some good guests coming in this morning, so you're invited to stay with us throughout the show. The Olympics are over officially, and I know some of you are sad, some of you are glad.
I'm sad.
I'm glad.
Okay.
I don't.
It was my go-to. The Olympics for 2 weeks was my go-to at night when there was nothing on television. That's what I enjoyed. I could always tune into the Olympics and have an enjoyable hour or two of television in the evening, or even, well, during the day with the time difference between Paris and here. And now that's gone. And last night I'm just like, what am I going to watch? There's nothing to watch.
Well, you probably could do like my wife and probably your wife, read a book.
Yes, that's true, and I probably should do that.
Should
I
too.
would be better for it.
I should too. I think now the next Olympics will be in Los Angeles, California.
The next summer one, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're already talking about how they're going to handle that, because there's like 1.5 million more people in L.A. than there is Paris. And they're already worried about the traffic set up for the Olympics. They're talking about not having any automobiles around the Olympics in L.A.
Oh, really?
Bringing in a whole bunch of buses from across the country and making everybody bus, and maybe asking the people to stay home for 17 days and work from home.
Wow. Okay.
Makes a lot of sense. So
we'll see, I guess, in 4 years.
Yeah, the people from Paris, the citizens, weren't especially happy about having the Olympics in Paris, and I wonder if that will be the case in L.A. with the traffic problems they have anyway. Now, staying home for 17 days, that probably won't bother them too bad if they have the means and technology to do that. Mm-hmm. But the thing about Olympics is they spend tons and tons of money to facilitate the Olympics. And then the question arises after the Olympics over is, what are we going to do with this? We built this building especially for bicycle racing. What are we going to do with this building? And some of them are used. Some of them are become quite a part of the communities. And some of the buildings they still don't know what to do with. And they spend a lot of money building them to be using for 15, 16, 17 days. But it's been going on a long time.
It has.
I know they've got some really exciting things like table, ping pong and swimming.
That is exciting, man. Seriously, that's amazing to watch. Table tennis.
Well, they can do. At least they don't have to build a new building to do that. They can probably do that in a garage somewhere.
Yeah, somebody opens up their basement to host the Olympics in L.A.
Come down to our basement.
This is where table tennis is going to be.
We're going to have table tennis in my basement. Come on down. But you can't drive there.
Yeah.
The bus will have to drop you off. It'll be interesting. Anyway.
I'll be upstairs working. I'm working from home.
Yeah, I'm working from home.
So I'll be upstairs working, but you guys go on down there and have your Olympics and have a good time.
And I have a video camera so I can watch you play while I work. Prairie Pioneer Center today, on this 13th day of August, chicken spaghetti, green beans, and fruit. Call them if you're coming to have a lunch. If you're not a regular customer, call them, let them know at 872-6121, and you can use that same number to set up delivery to your home.
We now take you to Dave's house for the semifinals of the men's table tennis championships.
And out back, I have a pool, so you can, what was that, water polo or something like that they play?
Yeah.
They do that, yeah. Surfing, in Paris they had to have the surfing competition a long ways away from Paris because they don't happen to have waves there. Would be a lot like that if it was here in Nebraska as well. Now, L.A. can facilitate probably surfing.
Yeah.
They had trouble in Paris this time because the river was full of poop.
Yes, yeah, though there were stories about that.
There was some. They kept trying to have those events. I don't know if they ever actually got them in on the river.
I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. You know, when you think about what an undertaking for a city to host the Olympics, when you think about the number of events that happen during the Olympics, especially the Summer Olympics, you have to have people to organize and run every single specific event. Just can't even imagine the amount of people that it takes to just run the events. What an undertaking. Man, I can't imagine it.
I can't either. I'm more the track and field is amazing. That's, to me, the Olympics is the track and field. Golf is now an Olympic sport.
Yes.
And you have the pros come in and they play another 3 days, and that's an Olympic sport. Then along came, I think, skateboarding, and there's all sorts of things. They keep adding things so that more and more people
in
can
this
participate.
Olympics, did you see they added breaking? It's
Breaking?
like break dancing.
Oh, yes, I heard that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that goes back to the 80s, and now that's where it all started was, Yeah, I'm more like if they would keep it to the Olympic sports that originally was in the games, then I'd be more interested. But adding all of these little frivolous, I think there's probably a very good chance that cornhole will become part of the Olympics very soon.
It could be. Yeah,
it's
I don't
a pro
know.
sport. And pillow fighting.
That's right. Yeah, you said there's a professional pillow fighting league.
Oh, yes.
Or something that's out there.
They get in a boxing ring and whack each other with pillows, and that could become part of an Olympic sport. That's where I kind of separate.
Yeah,
I like the original track and field and that sort of thing, but I don't know. Cornhole probably will get in there.
Very well could. Pickleball could be coming.
Oh, yes.
To the Olympics.
That could be added, too. Now, pickleball is very popular across the world, I think, but especially here in the United States, especially in retirement communities.
I forgot about the sport of handball. I watched the handball gold medal match.
Oh, they had that, too.
Yes. That's now, in the European countries, I believe handball is extremely popular. That was fun to watch. I enjoyed watching it.
Well, it's a very vigorous sport. I mean, we used to play handball here in Broken Bow. We had two handball courts.
Oh, yeah?
I think it was handball.
Now this...
No, that was racquetball.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of similar.
I was going to say that this was a full court. It kind of would remind you of soccer a little bit, only you're, passing the ball to each other and then trying to throw it into the net. Get it past the goalie. Yeah.
They have they showed it. I didn't watch it. When I saw it, I flipped on by, but they had lots of different sports, kind of like hockey, but they were running. It was like a mix of soccer and hockey kind of thing. They had sticks and...
Field hockey?
I guess that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have racquetball, too, in the Olympics?
That's a good question. I don't think they do.
Well, that's unfair.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they do. Racquetball. I'm not sure.
Well, it'll be a big deal in L.A. coming up, 2028?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They'll start building right away. I'm sure it'll be under construction soon. Okay. Let's move along.
Here we go.
What shall we do? You want to play the game?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. We are asking questions regarding our late President Richard Nixon. On August 8th, 1974, Richard Nixon announced his resignation effective the next day at noon. So here is today's question. What religion did President Nixon practice? Was he Baptist, Quaker, Mormon, or Roman Catholic? What religion did Nixon practice? Was he Baptist, Quaker, Mormon, or Roman Catholic? If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801.
It's Tumbleweed Day.
Dave and Brent
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
on KCNI KBBN Radio.
When you're starting your day on the go, or when you just don't want to mess with breakfast at home, express options at the Tumbleweed Cafe are the way to go. Sandwiches, burritos, cinnamon rolls in the drive-thru from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. At lunch from 11 to 2, it's burgers, chicken strips, or sandwiches and fries, quick and easy. Take and bake casseroles are available as well. Pick up in the drive-thru weekdays until 6. Delicious lasagna, cheesy pasta taco bake, Texas spaghetti, and more. Drive-thru or dine in, or visit the Sunday buffet. East Highway 2, Broken Boat, the Tumbleweed Cafe.
And we have, I believe, Catherine on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
I thought I recognized your voice. How's things going?
Oh, pretty good.
Good.
Easy, pretty good.
Good, good. Well, see if we can make it a little better for you. Here's Brent with your question.
Okay, Catherine, what religion did President Nixon practice? Was he Baptist, Quaker, Mormon, or Roman Catholic?
He was Quaker.
He was, yes, you've got it. That is correct, and because you've answered correctly, we're going to put your name on a certificate that'll get you one of those delicious take-and-bake small casseroles that you can pick up from the Tumbleweed Cafe, take home, and pop in the oven. So come on out and see us when you can.
Okay, I sure will. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Catherine.
Could you add my name to your drawing? I don't text.
You don't text?
Well, we could probably
just
do
a
No,
minute.
I don't text.
You're a winner.
Okay.
You should get 2 prizes for not texting.
Yeah, we'll
Thank you.
we'll add your name to everyone else's who's getting registered, Catherine. No problem.
Oh, okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you
I
bet.
appreciate it.
Thanks, Catherine. 7:43. Speaking of texting,
Yes.
I know you like to golf sometimes.
Yeah, I just haven't had the time to golf this summer, and it's been a bummer.
Well.
I would have liked to have golfed more.
Same
But there's
here.
still time.
There's still
I just
time.
need to
The course looks great.
find a way to get out there.
Let me help you with your game.
Okay.
I'd like to give you a tip.
Wow, a golf tip
Yep.
from Dave. Let
Yep.
me write this one down. Okay, go ahead.
There's been a study
I love studies.
for guys and gals who play golf.
Okay.
It actually adds 1 stroke per 18 holes when you look at your phone and receive texts and scroll your phone while you're golfing. If you're worried about what's going on at the office and somebody reaches out to you and you're checking your phone when you're golfing, it costs you a stroke.
Really?
Yep. On an average, it adds 1 stroke per 18 holes to players who look at their phones while they're playing.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So-
you can save a stroke by not looking at your phone.
All right. So leave the phone in the car.
Yes. And if you're like
Don't look at your phone while you're playing golf.
No, don't check for messages. Don't scroll casually and look for things on your phone. You can do that when you're home on your couch or at work,
Okay.
but not when you golf.
Okay, not when I golf.
It will cost you a stroke.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. Thought you'd want to know that.
Yeah. I'm still envisioning them doing the study.
That was done in
Why-
South Africa,
Wa-
actually.
Yeah. But watching, I guess, how do you study that? I guess you just have, you have people take their phone and then you just mark when they look at their phone and then what their score is on the hole?
I suppose,
I
or
guess.
Keep track of what your score is when you don't have a phone and what your score is
Well,
when
yeah,
you do have a
there
phone.
you go. Yeah, they've made them go out and play around without their phone and then
Yeah.
play around with their phone.
Exactly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought you could use that tip.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Save you a stroke on 18 holes, half stroke on 9.
Yes.
Okay. Well, today is Tuesday already,
It is.
And yesterday we were talking about covering the fair and Sork and looking back at all that. And I think we did it, but I thought we would make sure that we took time today to thank all the volunteers for both. Well, actually, let's just thank everybody for this summer who helped with a festival in your community, help with something for the kids, swimming, baseball, softball, anything that happened this summer probably took some volunteers. Certainly the fair and Sork and some of the bigger events, things that happened out at the fairgrounds, all the volunteers who helped, bring the parade forward in your community and here in Broken Bow. We just wouldn't be able to pull them off if it wasn't for all the volunteers. I think getting ready to go into the fall sports season now, it will take more volunteers for that as well. But certainly summertime takes a lot of people to put everything on. And there's still a festival or two left. I know that they'll have their fall festival in Arcadia coming up. And they have a lot of volunteers for that, for example, to make such a good event, a family event there. So
Yeah. Callaway Kite Fly still to come.
Coming up. That takes a lot of volunteers. So thank you, volunteers, for all that you do out there. We do appreciate it. Doesn't go unnoticed. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back.
Whether you're training for a marathon or spending all day on your feet, you shouldn't allow pain to slow you down. Maybe you're just wanting to be the best runner you can be. Whatever the case, we can help at Pearson Physical Therapy's Free Stride Clinic, as well as foot, knee, and hip evaluations on August 17th from 8 a.m. to noon. What about inserts or custom foot orthotics? Are they what you need? There are so many shoes out there. Which ones are right for you? Come learn about these and see how proper gait mechanics can reduce pain and transform your performance. That's Pearson PT's Foot and Stride Clinic this Saturday, August 17th from 8 a.m. to noon. Call to schedule your 30-minute assessment at 308-872-5800.
When storms bear down on your beautiful home and leave behind damage, you want it looking gorgeous again in no time at all. Custer County Exteriors is proud to serve Central Nebraska with their dedication and experience. They are local Central Nebraskans serving fellow Central Nebraskans. Their goal is for your chin to be down as little time as possible because of that storm damage. Call Nate with Custer County Exteriors, 402-641-3246. That's Custer County Exteriors at 402-641-3246.
Tired of unexpected car troubles putting a misfire in your day? Introducing C&M Auto in Anselmo. For routine maintenance to major repairs of gas and diesel cars or light and heavy-duty trucks, go with C&M Auto. They boast the latest diagnostics to diagnose and fix your vehicle's issues with quick response and a very competitive labor rate, plus emergency 24-hour service.
and it was really good, but it was a really heavy soup.
Hmm.
It was wonton.
Shoot.
I don't know how I ate it.
Well, man, that'd be
I don't know how you ate it either.
that
Logan.
that would be tough to lift up on the stove.
Yeah.
Wonton.
She did pretty good, though.
Oh, Logan, you're the best. Hey, I got a question for you to get started.
Okay, what's that?
I had a family member the other day tell me that they're having a little trouble with their tomatoes turning. You know, they just want to stay green. Are you hearing that from other people?
And seeing it firsthand.
Seeing it firsthand, yeah. Yep. Is it because of like the moisture and stuff that we've gotten, or what?
I think
what
it's a
cool
day,
temperatures.
Yeah, it's temperatures and day length.
Yeah.
I think it's got to hit a certain day length for some tomatoes to ripen, and we're on the downhill slide on the day length. So I think they ripen when it gets shorter, or like when the days are a little bit shorter. There's a word for it, but I don't know what that word is.
But it'll happen.
It'll happen.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll happen. I've got an entire plant just chock full of tomatoes. Every one of them just green as green can be.
Yeah.
They'll all come at once, won't they?
Yeah. It'll go from not having any tomatoes to not knowing what to do with all of the tomatoes.
It's not as bad as zucchini, though.
No.
Yeah, you ever notice with zucchini, you'll see a box somewhere where they're hoping somebody will take some of them. You know, or it's on the front porch, or here and there. Zucchinis, when they get going, they go crazy, and you either like zucchini or you don't. So,
right. Yeah, I think one zucchini plant is enough to feed a village.
I think so. You'll see them being given away quite a bit. Cucumbers sometimes are that way.
Yeah, but cucumbers are different. I like cucumbers.
Yeah, most people do.
Yeah.
And you can slice them up, make pickles, or slice them up cold, as you guys mentioned, or you can contaminate them with vinegar.
I don't know what I don't get it.
Yeah. I'm just glad you're here, Logan, because
thank you.
You're with me.
I am.
You enjoy cucumbers and onions and vinegar I do.
I'm on your side of the ring for this.
Thank you.
Dave's just going to do Dave things, I guess.
Now you like creamy though, right?
Yeah,
you
like the ranch, the creamy ranch
cucumbers.
style.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Actually, just put them in a bowl and put them in the fridge a little while and cool them off. Put a little salt and pepper on them. It's good.
Yeah, that's
for me,
the way I had them last night. Was salt and pepper.
Simple is good. But but vinegar, like I say, you may as well just slice them up, put them in the toilet, and swish them around with your vinegar there.
I don't know.
Clean the toilet. Use them as a cleaning agent.
We had some the other night, and my youngest, he's 2, he was eating cucumbers and vinegar like they were going out of style.
Oh yeah,
just one after another. So he gets it.
He gets it. We had Casey from Mid-Plains it's been a year or two now, and they had a vinegar expert teach some classes out there. And I have to admit, it was surprising how vinegar tastes on ice cream. Yeah, we tried
vinegar on ice cream.
It here on this.
Yeah, they had a class. There was a vinegar tasting class, and he just does different things with vinegar and has kind of different tastes to vinegar. And she put a particular vinegar on ice cream for us, and it was good. It was great.
It was a real interesting taste, like one you'd probably never had before. It was a crazy mix. It wasn't bad, but I went home and after that and got out the toilet cleaner and cleaned my teeth.
Is that why they look porcelain white, Dave?
No. What's going on at Arrow Seed?
Well, a little bit of everything. We're kind of in that transition time now. There's still a little bit of cane and millets going in, but not a lot. Mm-hmm. And we're starting to see that transition over to your winter annual, your fall planted stuff. Turnips, radish, rapeseed, oats, wheat, rye, triticale, barley, kind of that gamut of stuff. Also a fair amount of fall planted alfalfa, lawns going in. It's the changing of the seasons.
It really is. And it came so fast.
It did.
But
But the other morning when I woke up, it felt like a fall Saturday. Sounded like Husker football should be starting on the radio any minute. And it was just that, like, it was peaceful.
You're right. It felt like fall a few days last weekend. And you had a lot of people out with coats and sweaters and a little bit of breeze. And, yeah, it was fall-like.
It was, and I'm all for that because fall is my favorite.
Yes,
by far.
Well, I know why. For some reasons, it's the changing of the seasons that some of the things you mentioned come with, and also, of course, hunting.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep. Dove season is right around the corner.
It is, isn't it?
It is. 2 weeks or so? It's the 1st of September. So.
Wow. So for folks out there who have, been watching their lawns this year, the first part of summer, actually a good share of summer, was very, very good with our lawns. And they're still holding up pretty well, actually. But we had some hot, dry, windy days, and you start seeing some brown spots here and there. Weeds they'll always do well.
Yes.
So where are we at in steps right now with this step program you have?
We're not quite to the 4th application yet. That'll be sometime probably mid-September. Okay. But that's your broadleaf weed control. So the best way to control broadleaves is to give them a good dose of not feel so good medicine. Mm-hmm. So they take it down to the roots, and they're going to start doing that as it starts getting cooler going into fall. They're storing up all that energy in their roots to be back at it next spring. Mm-hmm. So if you hit them when they're doing that, it kills them from the top to the bottom, not just kills the top of them.
Yeah, get the roots.
So gets down to the roots, and that's all she wrote.
All right, and then step 5 comes when? Is
that? That'll be like 1st-ish of October, maybe just a little bit later, and that's the winterizer.
Right.
So that gives you a good shot of fertility going into winter. So it puts your lawn to bed very, very comfy and cozy.
You also mentioned in your conversation about some lawns going in this time of year, or maybe some sections of a lawn going in if there was some problems, and it's time to see if we can get something going in some of those bare spots. What's our timeline now? Should we be roughing it up and digging it up and getting ready to plant? Or?
Yeah, so you're right at the beginning of that window. You have basically mid-August to mid-September to do well with a fall planted lawn.
All right.
And there's, you can plant grass seed about any time, but the biggest thing is temperatures. If it stays really hot day and night, those little grass seedlings just don't, you can keep all the water on it in the world. Those little seedlings just don't like it.
Okay.
So when it starts cooling off is when you go for it.
Your nights start getting cooler.
Which they are.
Yeah, it was 62 this morning, 61 yesterday. Yep. So
we're getting there. We're gaining.
Yeah. Days are getting shorter, as you mentioned. Starting to notice that pretty easily.
Yeah, and next thing we know, it'll be dark at 4:15.
Man, don't say that. It is not something we're looking forward to. We like these longer days, I think.
Yeah. When it was cloudy the other morning, I had a real hard time getting out of bed.
Yeah, that does inhibit that as well.
It's just that nice cozy feeling where you look outside and it's kind of dreary, and you don't have a whole lot of ambition at that point.
Yeah, once you get up, it's not bad, but it's just getting up.
It's getting to that point.
Real quick before we close, I wanted to ask you about something that's obvious, but yet we maybe should remind people of. There are places that you can buy grass seed. All kinds of different places sell it. You can also buy inferior grass seed, so you don't really have a very good chance of having a good stand and a good start. Arrow Seed is known for clean, quality seed.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I don't even know if it costs any more at your place than other places, but you're getting good seed.
So the cool thing with how we do most of our grass seed is it's bulk, so it's sold per pound. A lot of these big box stores or some of the other outfits, they don't do that. It's all or nothing. 50-pound bag or no sale.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird sometimes what might come up with that grass seed.
Yeah, most of our turf grass is certified, so it comes from certified seed. And to make that certification, to pass that certification, there's a pretty strict quality guidelines. You know, it's got to hit a minimum germination percentage, so a certain minimum has to grow, but it also has to be weed free, or 0.001% weeds, which is like one weed seed out of a 50-pound bag.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's got to hit quality control before it can be certified, and that's that's one of the things we hang our hat on.
You bet. So, folks, if you're thinking about doing a little fill-in work on your yard, or maybe planting a brand new yard, lawns do wear out after a number of years, and you can reinvigorate them only so many times. But when you need quality seed, Arrow Seed is the place to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can talk to a quality team.
There you go, and get some help and some advice, and comes with the bag of seed they walk out of.
Exactly.
Right out the door with.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, Logan.
Hey, thanks, guys.
News is next on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Former President Donald Trump tells Elon Musk he knew Vladimir Putin had his sights set on bringing Ukraine back into the Russian fold.
We would talk a lot about Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye. But I said, don't ever do it. Don't ever do it.
The interview live streamed on X. Israelis are bracing as the White House warns Iran and its proxies could launch a significant set of attacks inside the country this week. CBS's Rami Inocencio's in Tel Aviv.
Israel's military said it is at a high state of readiness and increased patrols in the skies of Lebanon, while also tamping down fears of an imminent attack, stressing there was no change to safety advice.
New research estimates cancer deaths among men are about to skyrocket. CBS's Dr. John LaPook.
Deaths from cancer among men are projected to increase 93% by 2050, and that's according to a new study published by the American Cancer Society.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select, Select Pro, or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore quality braking and improve stopping performance with parts and advice from the professional parts people. Save money now when you visit O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KNOP, the local Heartland, Nebraska Quilts of Valor honored 3 veterans on Saturday. The 3 men honored were a father, a son, and a best friend. Greg Post and Steve Effenbeck have been friends since they were little. The 2 attended kindergarten through high school together and continued being friends into adulthood. Post shared that Effenbeck's parents were like his own growing up and vice versa. Post was the first to receive his Quilts of Valor. He served in the U.S. Army for 20 years, began his journey with a deployment to Panama, and later to Saudi Arabia and Iraq. Steve received his Quilt of Valor alongside his father, Marion Effenbeck. Steve served in the U.S. Air Force for 20 years and was first deployed to the United Arab Emirates, spent time in Washington and McCord Air Force Base, and the last 15 years serving in Alaska. Marion served with the U.S. Navy from 1956 to 1959. He completed basic training in San Diego, California, and advanced training at the Naval Submarine Base in New London, Connecticut. He served in interior communications. In 1957, they scheduled Marion for deployment, but an accident changed his life, leading to his discharge in 1959. The Nebraska Heartland Quilts of Valor Foundation awarded its first quilt in 2019. That number has increased with Saturday's 3 quilts. The group has now awarded 143 quilts. The three gentlemen have big plans for their quilts, which now will be part of their homes and remind them of the symbolic token of thanks for serving our country. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting from Central Nebraska's news source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
News from the NFL, where New York Jets holdout pass rusher Hassan Reddick has requested a trade from the team who acquired him in a trade with the Eagles this offseason. The Jets have responded, saying they have no plans on trading Reddick, who has 1 year left on his current contract that pays him $14.25 million. In baseball games of note, the Dodgers, leaders in the NL West, knock off the Brewers. The NL Central leaders 5-2. In his return from injury, LA's Mookie Betts hit a home run and drove in 3. Shohei Ohtani blasted his 36th home run of the year. White Sox, the worst team in baseball, beat the Yankees 12-2. New York came into the game tied for the best record in all of baseball, but New York drops a half game back of idle Baltimore for the AL East lead and that Major League best record. With that loss, Astros beat the Rays 6-1. Houston's won 6 in a row. They move a half game up on idle Seattle atop the AL West standings. Guardians edge the Cubs 9-8. Cleveland leads the AL Central. Twins over the Royals 8-3 in a battle of 2 AL wildcard teams.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Slight chance for storms, with fog in spots early today. Otherwise, cloudy skies. High temperatures reach up to 77. Winds out of the southeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance for storms, with fog tonight, 64. Mainly sunny skies, with fog early tomorrow. Chance for storms, 84. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Lashley Land & Recreational Brokers is proud to be servicing the Custer County area, and currently land is moving at a high rate of speed. So if you are considering selling your land, now is the time, or get an opinion of what your land might be worth. Call me, John Farley, at 308-530-7854, or check me out at lashleyland.com.
How is your diesel engine doing? If exceptional is not the answer, then it may be time to talk to Power Solutions. From service calls or bringing it into the shop, they have the parts and the know-how to get your semi or pickup diesel engine running. Call Power Solutions at 308-872-5522 or stop in and see them 2 miles east of Broken Bow on Highway 2. Trust them, your diesel engine will thank you.
It's Dave and Brent getting the action started on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
10 past the hour of 8 o'clock. It is 63 degrees outside. Overcast, had some fog this morning. Winds have not been a factor so far today. Barometric pressure is now falling at 30.07. Humidity still high at 96%. Temperature for a high yesterday, according to the National Weather Service, was 81. I think we recorded 77 here. We may have missed in between the top of the hour. Overnight low of 62. Sunset today at 8:41. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:47. A great conversation underway during the weather and news with our next guest and Brent Apperson. So I'm just going to turn it over to you guys and let you roll. Team physical therapy might be the subject, but I'm not sure.
I mean, we can segue. We can segue wherever.
I love that. Man, she's a pro now.
She is a pro.
Yeah. Rachel Scott is here. Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
We're good.
Busy time of year. Well, it's always a busy time of year, isn't it, at team?
It is. It's just, it's a busy time of year for different, kind of different groups or different people. This time of year, we're busy. Like right now, we're getting all our concussion baseline testing done. So we're going around and the point of what we're doing now is we get a baseline test for our athletes. And that doesn't go into, okay, does this athlete have a concussion? But it aids us in really making sure that when we send that athlete back to their sport, when they're healing from their concussion, that we can accurately assess if they're ready or not. And that's not, we as the physical therapists, we're doing some injury coverage and whatnot. We're a part of that team, but it's really a team of people. We've got our physicians who are overseeing it all. We've got the coaches who are, they're able to monitor some symptoms because we're not going to school with them and we don't see them in practice, So it's really a collaborative effort between coaches, the injury coverage, the physicians. It's neat to see everyone come together and make sure that we're really looking after kids and their brains.
Since you brought up the topic of concussions, I was actually thinking about this, because last time Team was here, I think it was Jeff, and he was talking about going out and doing all of the pre-testing for concussion protocol and everything. What about others, the non-athletes? We can have instances where we bang our head, and it kind of knocks you woozy, but then you kind of regain your balance, and you're like, oh, I'm okay. Is it a good idea to come in if you have one of those moments where you bang your head and it really kind of knocks you off, to go in and have it checked out?
It can be, especially if you're noticing symptoms later. That's really something, when we talk about the brain, that's not something we want to chance it with, So if you're noticing man, I've had a headache ever since, I hit my head, or a lot of times, especially with our older adults, if they had a fall, one of their first questions is, do you remember the fall? Did you hit your head? Did you lose consciousness at all? Because, our older adults, some of them might be on blood thinners. That escalates the severity of what that could be so quickly and rapidly that we need to seek medical attention and make sure we're screening them. You might not be on blood thinners, though, and you may notice, man, I've just had a headache ever since I had that. Or you may notice, I felt fine, but then I started looking at my phone a lot, and my eyes started to feel funny. Some of those symptoms can be indicative that you had a concussion or you have a concussion.
Rachel, I think we can all remember, those of us who are a little older, when somebody got their bell rung, whether it was come around a corner and hit your head on a steel pipe or something like that, or in sports. Sometimes I remember guys who hit their head in, say, wrestling or football, sometimes would get sick. Is that
that immediate nauseousness, or if you're having, even if they vomit, that's an immediate sign of whoa, we need to take a step back, stop what we're doing, slow down, really assess, okay, is this person okay? There's a lot of terms in sports that I don't want to criticize because it's oftentimes a nod to the culture of sport.
Right.
But, a zinger or getting your bell rung or whatnot, which, again, is a nod to the culture of the sport, but also it gives us, those kind of instances should give us a pause of, okay, let's do a little quick check. Okay, what are you feeling, before we just send you right back out to a football field, or, okay, I'm fine. Let me hop back in the tractor and, and it's a nod to the culture and the work ethic that goes into those environments. But I always kind of tell people too, well, if you don't take care of yourself now, it may affect your ability to do it later.
Is there a possibility of you mentioned folks on blood thinner. Is there a possibility of a stroke evolving out of a head injury?
Not necessarily, but if I wanted to kind of explain out, with any injury though, you can get bruising and whatnot, and with that bruising, you can get some clot formation, which could increase the risk of a stroke. Additionally, though, basically, let's say you fall and hit your head and you are on blood thinners, then we would call that a bleed and whatnot, a brain bleed. Yep. And that's our biggest concern is if somebody does hit their head, we need to make sure there's not uncontrolled bleeding that isn't being treated.
Okay.
And that's where we really get into more of a medical emergency type scenario. Sorry, this is a really ominous topic.
Sorry.
Call Jeff when you want your lighthearted session.
No, it's very important, and I think all of us have one time or another bumped our heads, either in sports or out of sports, and there's so much improvement from the days when we're talking about, you get hit in a play. Well, you can have head injuries in all sports, not just football, by the way.
You can.
And so you go, well, sit down for a little while, and then if you're feeling better, we'll get you back in. Well, you just don't do that anymore. And that was just common practice back when we were kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we've made so much improvement there, and you sure don't want to send some youngster home to his home for him to go to bed or her to go to bed if there's a potential problem there, right? So
there is kind of maybe like kind of an old thought process that like if you have a concussion you can't go to sleep, or like someone needs to check on you hourly and whatnot. And that really goes into more of a gray zone of like your symptoms and whatnot. If you do suspect a concussion, it's important that like either a parent, an adult, guardian knows what's going on. But we'll tell people like it's okay, like okay, you have some symptoms of a concussion. Some things that we recommend are reducing screen time. Screens create like a lot for the brain to process, whether it's your cell phone or a TV. Your brain really has to focus on that and the visual aspect of it. So we tell people, okay, we're going to try to cut down on the screen time. We want a less stimulating environment. Sometimes we'll notice like a sensitivity to light can aggravate symptoms. So we'll tell people to kind of keep an eye out for those things. You can also notice loud environments. Sometimes basketball games, for example. Those can be some loud environments. And if a kid fell on a rebound and smacked their head on the court, that can be, I think we had that maybe a couple years back where we had an away team and she just fell and took a hard fall. Her head kind of hit the court pretty hard, and first thing was just she couldn't handle how loud it was in the gym. And that was kind of our first sign of like, okay, let's ask a few more questions here. Let's see how we're feeling and whatnot. So
it's so great that this is protocol now, standard procedure, which is excellent. So
and there's a lot of times that we're also grabbing a kid and saying like, hey, let's check a few things out, and they're okay.
Sure.
And whatnot. It's okay that we're taking that second to pause and really do a good screen, and they're okay, and we want to get the athlete back. There's a little fear, I think, sometimes that we're just going to pull every athlete out of the game, and that's not our intention.
Yeah. You follow the guidelines that you've understand and set up, and that's how it works. And you'll be getting busy with all those sorts of things.
It would be great if we could make it a whole sports season without testing for any concussions.
It would be.
That'd be great.
If we could just all get out injury-free.
So there's a lot of training going to be going on, or maybe it already is. I don't know, Brenda, have they started practicing yet?
Monday was the first official day of fall practice, and but I mean they've been conditioning prior to that. So we're pretty much rounding out all our baseline concussion testing. If you have a kid and you're asking them like, hey, did you do that test for concussions? And they have no idea what you're talking about, maybe check in with coach or make sure that your kid did get that fulfilled. All the schools have been great about making sure that they have that and whatnot. So I think we're just about wrapping up all that testing.
You might know this, things change. The physicals that the kids have to take outside of the concussion, are those done all at once with the whole group, or do each athlete go and have it done separately nowadays?
I believe this is where they're going to like their primary care physician or whatnot, but I believe they do it all individually. And whatnot. Even just for like some privacy standards and whatnot. Usually that's an individual appointment.
I got to say that having physicals back in the day when you stood in line like you're going into the Army really wasn't that much fun.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I'm not sure how thorough they were either. But that's the way they did it then. If you went out for a sport, they had a day and you all went.
Yeah. And I mean, usually those are some pretty uneventful office appointments,
Sure.
But it is good that we're, just screening kids and making sure that we've got eyes on them as they're growing and whatnot. So,
well, as you can tell by the two announcers in this room. Standing in line with your shirt off when you weigh 78 pounds and shouldn't even be probably going out for that particular sport at that time is a little embarrassing.
It's important to be well-rounded, Dave. It was important to be well-rounded.
Well, we've kind of dominated the conversation here. Was there a topic that you wanted to address?
I did want to hit on concussion testing and just make sure, if, as a parent of maybe a kid, we're doing both junior high and high schoolers, when you see them at dinner and I'd be like, hey, do you know what I'm talking about? And if for some reason, now, if you have an athlete that is only doing maybe a winter sport or a fall or a spring sport, it's okay that we haven't gotten to them yet. We'll come back around and make sure to get them before those sports start up. But our biggest priority is making sure we're getting that baseline before they're starting those fall sports.
Okay.
Good.
So, yeah.
You also mentioned workers out there, whether they're with the Parks Department or out there farming and ranching. As you say, we tend to put things off as adults. It's not just kids. And now there's a little bit of break between going into the fall season, winter season. If they bung themselves up some way out there, crawling into a tractor or jumping off a piece of equipment and that sort of thing, be a good time maybe to come in and see you.
It would be. I mean, right, it's the warmer months of the year. So for a lot of our farmer rancher, it's like, okay, how much can we get done while it is not 0 degrees outside right now? Yeah. And I mean, also that push before that true harvest season. And I mean, a lot of respect out there to anyone who works a harvest season. I don't know when you all sleep. But trying to maybe, if you've got something that, you were working on or you notice you irritated something before that grind of the fall starts, absolutely give us a call. We understand that your schedules are different than that typical 8 to 5 and whatnot. So we'll work around your schedule. It's a very manual job. It's hard on the body. We try to give ideas for hey, how can you modify something, but also understanding that it's just hard on the body to do that.
Yeah, maybe you've messed up your neck, and it's time to start looking back at that combine pulling up to the grain cart. Maybe get that neck treated a little bit before you jump in.
Yeah, it'll be. I think I've had some of my colleagues will call it tractor neck or something, where it's you're constantly looking back and whatnot. The best that you can get that loosened up, and then also try and learn some strategies of how can you manage that throughout that harvest season when you may not be able to get into the clinic or whatnot. If we can equip you with tools that then you don't need us later. It's a terrible marketing plan, but that is the goal. That you don't need us later.
Yeah. An little exercise program maybe that could help them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it is a fun time of year. We're maybe pushing a little hard on fall, but it felt like fall last weekend, so I think we're all kind of...
I know, my brain is there.
Yeah, I think
I would take as much, maybe not as much heat, but I will take the heat as long as we can keep it, though. I'm a warm weather gal.
Yeah. My wife is just the opposite. She would like it to be like it was Saturday, about 60,
60 is wonderful. I just won't say the S word.
Okay, there you go. All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate it. Team Physical Therapy, ready to go for athletes, workers, folks who are retired. It doesn't matter. You can help them, right?
Right.
All right. We'll take a quick time out with these words. Don't let falling behind on your spraying affect your yield. Now is the time to book fungicide and insecticide applications on corn and soybeans with Aero Aviation. Not only can you fight disease, but you can improve plant health at the same time, increasing yields. Easily control insects like grasshoppers, rootworms, beetles, and western bean cutworms with the help of Aero Aviation. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim with Aero Aviation at 308-872-5113 to talk about your options.
Convenience. It's something we all look for in our day-to-day life, and sometimes it can be hard to find. Fortunately for you, you can stop looking for more convenient ways to bank. At Bruning Bank, our online and mobile banking is there whenever you need it to make sure your finances are in order. From keeping tabs on your account to setting up spending controls when you're on vacation, you are in control. And with a lot of the scams and fraud in today's world, you can look at the checks you write, transactions on your account, and set up alerts. It's time to build, grow, and thrive. Call Bruning Bank today. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
It's Runza's 75th anniversary. So every Tuesday in August, you can get a quarter-pound hamburger for 75 cents when you buy fries and a medium drink.
Wait, did you say 75 cents?
Yeah, 75th anniversary, 75-cent hamburger.
Every Tuesday in August?
Every Tuesday in August.
Whoa!
75-cent Burger Tuesdays this August. Because Runza makes it all better.
Great food, great radio. Runza and KCNI both celebrating 75 years.
The Breakfast Show.
Don't know what I'd do without them. They're awesome.
On KCNI KBBN.
8:28, our guest next, Mr. Mark Stock, Big Iron.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everybody. Mark Stock here with Big Iron. And at 10 o'clock today, 94 items will start to close out for Trueland Equipment LLC. Equipment located in Ohio and Indiana. Items like a John Deere 332G skid steer and two 2021 John Deere S780 four-wheel drive combines will sell. They're also selling some 24-row 30-inch planters. There's a John Deere 9430 four-wheel drive tractor, a John Deere 8320 mechanical front tractor, a John Deere 8335 RT track tractor. There's also a John Deere S770 combine selling. They've got a big Krone X630 four-wheel drive forage harvester. They'll be selling a Bobcat T770 compact trackster. Also, they have a John Deere 612 folding Stockmaster cornhead. They've also got a 36-row 30-inch planter on the auction block, a Fendt Ideal 9T combine. It's a 2020-year model. There's a Challenger MT 765E track tractor. Several Hydroflex draper heads will be sold on this particular sale. It's an outstanding lineup of late model machinery, all selling to the highest bidder today. First item starting to close at 10 o'clock. Then at 11 o'clock, folks, 309 acres of Platte and Madison County land will sell for the Dolores Wobig Estate. 154 acres in Platte County located southeast of Newman Grove, Nebraska. 82 acres of Platte County land just located south of Newman Grove. And then 73 acres located 1.5 miles east of Newman Grove in Madison County. All of this land, folks, sells today at 11 o'clock. John Buell, Jim Stock, and John Stock will be facilitating this online land auction once again that will start to close at 11 o'clock this morning. So go to Big Iron, 10 o'clock the machinery sells, and 11 o'clock the land sells to the highest bidder. If you have questions, get a hold of the Big Iron reps and the real estate professionals for more information, or call us at 402-564-3369. Plus, on Wednesday, August the 14th, 1,315 items will sell from sellers all across the country. Clute Truck Equipment from Bradshaw, Nebraska will have 63 items. Flatbed trailers, pickup flatbeds, forklifts, motorcycle trailers, semi-trucks, Jetco grain trailers. Ron Norris is from Plainview, Nebraska. They'll be selling 60 items on his retirement sale. Michael Hannon is retiring. He's from Shelton, Nebraska. They've got 37 items, including a 1997 Ford tandem axle grain truck. Peterson Farms are by Stewart, Nebraska, and they are having a big line of equipment, like a 1985 Peterbilt 359 silage truck, a 1981 Peterbilt 359 semi-truck tractor. GMH Inc. is retiring from Kennebec, South Dakota. They've got a John Deere 1770 16-row 30 planter, a John Deere 1860 air seeder with a cart, John Deere 9650 combine, Ag Chem Road Gator 854 self-propelled sprayer, John Deere 8400 mechanical front tractor. K&L Properties LLC from Sergeant Bluffs, Iowa. Folks, they've got an outstanding lineup of items selling also. Walvrud & Sons by Waterloo, Nebraska will sell some high-clearance detasseling equipment. They've got a John Deere 3960 pull-type forage harvester and some manure spreaders and remix feeder wagons. Kyle Langston is from Searcy, Arkansas, folks. They've got a K-Site Steiger 450 heavy-duty four-wheel drive tractor. They've got a Rogator RG 1300 self-propelled dry spreader. They've got a litter spreader box. It's a tube line nitro machine that's just like new. Roger Crandall is retiring from La Belle, Missouri, and they've got a Heston 956A round baler selling, John Deere 9500 combine, and some really nice older Ford straight trucks. And Lynn Vilwalk is retiring from Oakland, Nebraska, and they're selling this real fancy 2021 Forest River tri-axle travel trailer. This thing, you have to see it to believe it, folks. It's just like a new one. Plus, they've got a lot of shop equipment and some brush wood chippers, welder generators, and pressure washers. Now, those items, folks, are selling on Wednesday, August the 14th, over 1,300 items from 160 different sellers. And then on Thursday, folks, the Duane and Dort Kipper retirement sale in Lenox, South Dakota, 154 items, unbelievable lineup of late model John Deere equipment. There's a John Deere 9620 four-wheel drive tractor. They've got some Kuhn equipment, folks, a Krauss Gladiator, a 16-row strip till machine, a Kuhn Krauss Accelerator 40-foot vertical tillage disc, a Heggie STS-12 self-propelled sprayer, a big Kinsey 1300 series grain cart. There's a Peterbilt 389 semi-truck tractor. It's a 2014 model, and many more high-quality items. Those items sell here on August the 15th. And also on August the 15th, folks, at 11 o'clock in the morning, 160 acres of Wayne County, Nebraska land will sell. It's a productive dryland farm that has been in the Wobig family for many years. It's close to the markets in Wayne, Nebraska, and it's going to sell to the highest bidder. Once again, John Buell, John Stock, and Tom Wingert are working with the Dolores Wobig Trust to sell this property to the highest bidder. This property, once again, sells on Thursday, August the 15th, 160 acres in Wayne County, Nebraska. And then, folks, look forward to the following week as another outstanding lineup of machinery and land will hit the market, and everything will sell to the highest bidder. So dial up bigiron.com, and if you've got machinery or land you would like to sell, it starts with that phone call, folks, to 402-564-3369. Give us a call. We'd be happy to chat with you. Thank you very much.
There's an issue cutting through the partisanship in Congress. It's AM radio. The overwhelming majority of legislators, Democrats and Republicans, support a bill to keep AM radio in cars. But time is running out. Text AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now. AM radio is too important to let this moment pass by.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
It's summer sale time at Varney Pharmacy in Broken Bow. National and leader brands are available on the shelves for you, including multivitamins for women or men. Calcium and D3 plus minerals are available, as well as Mega Red, a superior omega-3 krill oil soft gel in 40 or 60 count bottles. During the summer sale is also a great time to stock up on first aid and skincare items like Band-Aids, New Skin Liquid Bandage, Neosporin, and triple antibiotic ointment. Visit Varney Pharmacy for the summer sale, happening now in downtown Broken Bow.
8:36. Our guest list continues to be great today. We are going to be visiting about Custer Federal State Bank. And I'm going to turn it back over to Brent and let him dive in here and get things started. Now, I'll have some additional questions as we go along.
Okay.
Right? Will that work?
I think it will. It'll have to.
I guess
right?
so, yeah.
I'm going to make them tough, too.
All right.
Oh, goodness. I'm worried.
Caitlin Peterson, how have you been?
Good. How have you guys been?
Been doing well. How are things at Custer Federal State Bank?
Things are good. We're kind of getting through the summer here. It's always an interesting time with vacations and all that. So getting through that, ready for school to start, get back in a routine, I think.
Yeah, sounds good. What are some of the things that you wanted to address here this morning?
We wanted to talk to you, everybody, and let them know that we are raising our debit card limits. So effective the end of the month, we are going to be raising what our standard limit is for everybody. On our normal accounts, it had been a $500 a day limit, and we're finding that as people head out of town for a weekend of shopping, that's just not cutting it anymore. Things are costing more, so we are raising those base limits up for our standard accounts, our premier checking, interest checking, Kasasa accounts. We'll be raising that to $1,000 a day. So that's a daily limit. It aggregates everything you buy during the day, and we're also going to raise our ATM limit to $500. We've just had a lot of people that are, as costs are going up, that's just kind of needed anymore, I think.
Yeah, well, thank you, because I can tell you from personal experience that we've been hit by that a couple of times, where, like you said, you go out of town, and if a person goes out to eat and then goes to the grocery store or whatever, the next thing you know, you've spent more than you really know.
You you go out to lunch, you go to the grocery store, you fill your gas tank up, and then that's where you have a problem.
Yeah.
So we'll just raise it across the board and hopefully help everybody. All our customers should have gotten a notice in their last statements or in the ones that are coming here that we'll let them know what the limits are. Our first checking, which is for the younger ones, is going to be raised to $500 and a $200 ATM. So we're moving them up to what our kind of standard interest accounts we're at. We'll move our interest and Kasasa accounts up to that $1,000 purchases and $500 ATM, and hopefully that'll help people.
Is that change, is that in effect now, or it's coming?
It will be August 30th.
August
it will
30th.
Be in effect. So we've got to give a notice. There's some compliance stuff that we've got to follow. So August 30th, that'll be in effect, and it'll just change everybody's across the board. We'll also be changing all the money transfers, so all the Cash App, Venmo, all those, upping the limit on there as well, $1,000 daily there. Some people are it's just becoming more popular and people are using it for more. So hopefully that'll ease some burden on some people.
Just talk a little bit about, I know the limit's being raised for obvious reasons, but talk about the importance of having a limit to begin with, because this is a safety issue for your customer.
Yes, absolutely. So we go back and forth on changing it because we do whatever the limit is really what's at risk if you lose your card, if your information is stolen. So we try to keep it reasonable of what do people really need but what are we willing to put at risk? I would encourage everyone, and if you are one of our customers and got the notice, there are some QR codes on there you can scan to get our app. Otherwise, you can go to the App Store and search Custer Federal or go to our website and use the online. But we have on the app at the bottom, there's a picture of a card and it says cards, and you can go in there and put your own limits in place. So if you really don't need the 1,000, you can put yourself a limit anything below the 1,000. So you can't raise it above by yourself, but you can drop it below. So I would encourage anybody, if you're thinking, that just seems more than I need, go in there. It's always safer to set a lower limit. If you've got teenagers that you've got a card, go in there and set a limit down to what you think is reasonable for them. Like you said, is whatever there is a risk to raising it. So we encourage people to do that. There are other limits they can put in too, such as merchant types or areas. So in that app, you can really control where you want your card used to kind of give you some extra protections.
If you just talked about raising it, they have to go through the bank in order to do that, because I'm sure that there are plenty of situations out there where a person is traveling somewhere, they're going to purchase something or whatever, and they know that it's going to be over the limit that is set. You can work with them so that they can make that transaction without any problem.
Absolutely. We have people who call in, they need to make a one-time purchase that's quite a bit larger, so we can raise it for a couple of days, or if you're traveling, something like that, we can raise it for a few days, and then we just know to check back in a couple days and monitor it, and we can lower it again. That way, too, we can kind of flag if anything looks off or something fraudulent maybe came through. We can start questioning it sooner and not waiting till statements are out. Or
I can't believe, I know we've talked about this many times, but every day the money that is in our account is at risk. Am I safe to say that? Because of the scammers and everybody out there. you never know, right?
I think the bank takes a lot of precautions to make sure that's not the case. There's always risk of if you're sharing your information, your card gets out, all that. We do have fraud protections. So if it's on your debit card, for example, we can file fraudulent claims on it. We do have a lot of monitoring that goes on behind the scenes, so we can hopefully catch things that are, hey, why is this penny coming out multiple times? And a lot of them usually do that to start. So we have a lot of mechanisms behind the scenes that are flagging things to stop it. Our girls up front are really good about catching, hey, someone called you and told you they need this cashier's check mailed to them or this wire sent, but does that really sound right? So yes, there is risk, and I would say human risk is always our biggest concern of the phone rings and Grandma, send me some money or things like that. So hopefully our staff is trained well to catch some of these things and help maybe ask some questions that make our customers think twice of, is this real?
Yeah. I guess what I was getting at was you're forced to put these things in place because of what's happening out there.
Yes, absolutely. There's all these risks out there. So we're kind of have all these tools that we try to give our customers to try to mitigate some of them. Another great tool we have, it's called Notify. So if you, on your online banking on your desktop or on your app, you can go and click alerts. And there are various alerts we have available that you can set up, and you can set it on your phone. You can get a push notice or a text, or you can set it to send you an email. And there's all kinds of alerts we have available. From a low balance. So we know I have people who use it for, hey, kind of their overdraft notice of, if I get below $50, I want to know, and it'll send them an alert. Or if there's any debit transactions, and there's some parameters you can set. So maybe it's an account that doesn't get a lot of use, and anytime there is a debit, you want a text or a push on your phone just to verify that, yep, that's what I want. So some of these are tools that just can help alert you and help catch these things sooner so we can put a stop to anything bad.
There's a lot of people out there that know how to set apps, and then there are others out there that are intimidated by an app and having to set it the proper way. I assume that's where your staff will come in and willing to help anyone set the parameters that they want if they would like assistance.
Absolutely. They can give us a call or stop in, and we can walk them through setting some of those up. There's, like I said, a lot of different options available, so we can kind of walk you through getting one or two of them set up and show you how to do it if you want to use other ones in the future.
Yeah. That's customer service. That's what you get at Custer Federal State Bank.
Absolutely.
Were there other topics that you wanted to address, or was that the main one?
I think that's our main one, just letting people know that change is coming August 30th. So.
Okay. All right.
I was thinking about your conversation. I think you answered all the questions that I might have had, Caitlin. Very, very good job. It seems odd at this point that you can't use cash. So raising that limit sounds to be like a very good idea, because we were in Lincoln last week at the Nebraska Broadcasters. I had a credit card, and now the parking next to the place we went to was only taking credit cards. You couldn't use cash to pay to get out of the parking lot, right? And my card, they didn't accept. And I wasn't sure the other card was any good, and so Brent had to use his card to get me out of the parking lot because I said, well, we can pay you cash. And he says, city doesn't want cash. That's where we're at.
Yep.
So you've got to have good, safe ways of using cards and have a few alternatives as well, because you never know what some of them will take and some of them won't, what they will and won't, right?
Absolutely. And I think where people don't carry cash anymore, you don't really have that backup option, even if they do accept it. So it's part of with us raising the limits is people don't carry cash, and a lot of places don't take checks either.
Right.
So if your card doesn't work somewhere, you're kind of out of luck, and you're, filling up your gas tank, you need gas to get home, and suddenly your card doesn't work.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Because most of us probably don't have cash, and they won't take it, and they won't take your personal check. That's
weird. I mean, you go to a concert, and you go up to buy a pop or a hot dog, they won't take cash.
Exactly. I was at the Rockies game a couple weeks ago, and the stadium is completely cash free. You cannot pay for anything with cash. So if you don't have a card that works, you don't get anything.
Man, I kind of hate to see that in a way, but I understand, the logistics of it for a gigantic event like that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure it streamlines things for them and removes some positions of counting cash and balancing their books and all. But
also reminds me, I owe Brent $5.
just put it toward my lawn mowing bill.
Okay, I will. Well, do you accept cash?
What's that?
Do you accept cash?
Yes, I do. Yes, cash is still king with me, but yeah, that is where our society has gone, and a lot of, like you said, concerts, or I know when we go to like state wrestling or anything, go to the CHI Health Center, you can't hand someone a $10 bill anymore. You have to use your card.
Yep, and I think more of the cities, but it's coming this way.
Oh,
I think around
absolutely.
here we still can use cash a lot more than you go to Lincoln, Omaha, and you really can't at a lot of places. So
yeah, it's all different, but you are staying with the times at Custer Federal and making it safe to use, and a lot of options you mentioned there as far as different cards and checking accounts and different things that you offer. So
absolutely, stop in, talk to our new accounts girls, and they can help you find an account that's right for you.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah,
nice job. We will continue with these words on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Celebrate 100 years of helpful at your local Ace. RT Ace Hardware in Broken Bow. Right now, Ace basic plated furnace air filters are buy 3 get 1 free. Grilling season is far from over. Buy a Blackstone Iron Forge 2-burner outdoor griddle with hood at $349 and get a free 5-piece stainless steel griddle tool set to season up your food, mix and match sauces, seasonings, and rubs. Buy 3 and get 10% off. RT Ace Hardware, proud to be your locally owned Ace
Robert Plant and Alison Krauss together, Searching for My Love. About a minute before the top of the hour, and at the top we'll have weather, news, little sports for you. We still have some guests coming in on our schedule here from Off-Broadway Assisted Living and some more things to tell you about. That's all coming up right after the news.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Former President Donald Trump tells Elon Musk he knew Vladimir Putin had his sights set on bringing Ukraine back into the Russian fold.
We would talk a lot about Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye. But I said, don't ever do it. Don't ever do it.
The interview live-streamed on X. Israelis are bracing as the White House warns Iran and its proxies could launch a significant set of attacks inside the country this week. CBS's Rami Inocencio's in Tel Aviv.
Israel's military said it is at a high state of readiness and increased patrols in the skies of Lebanon, while also tamping down fears of an imminent attack, stressing there was no change to safety advice.
New research estimates cancer deaths among men are about to skyrocket. CBS's Dr. John LaPook.
Deaths from cancer among men are projected to increase 93% by 2050, and that's according to a new study published by the American Cancer Society.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select, Select Pro, or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore quality braking and improve stopping performance with parts and advice from the professional parts people. Save money now when you visit O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Nick Cope.
Monday night in baseball, the Dodgers brought out the bats in a battle of division leaders.
3-0. Swings, hits a high drive, left center field deep. This ball heading back toward the bullpen. It is gone! A 2-run home run. Shohei Ohtani. And the show begins here in Milwaukee.
Dodgers Radio Network, 36th of the year for Ohtani. Mookie Betts returned from injury, hit a home run of his own, and drove in 3 runs. Dodgers beat the Brewers 5-2. Elsewhere, the Braves edged the Giants 1-0 in 10 innings. A good old-fashioned pitcher's duel as starters Chris Sale and Blake Snell combined for more than 13 scoreless frames and 23 strikeouts. Atlanta holds the final wild-card spot in the NL. Padres edged the Pirates 2-1. D-backs rally to beat the Rockies 5-4. San Diego and Arizona tied for the top NL wildcard spot.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Slight chance for storms with fog and spots early today. Otherwise, cloudy skies. High temperatures reach up to 77. Winds out of the southeast 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance for storms with fog tonight 64. Mainly sunny skies with fog early tomorrow. Chance for storms 84. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Currently 63 and overcast here at Broken Bow, winds light and variable. You're listening and or watching the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show, and we appreciate that on this Tuesday morning. We appreciate our guests, too, and we have a very wonderful guest in the studio with us right now from Off-Broadway Assisted Living. Brent?
Felicia's here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you been?
I've been really good. How about you guys?
Good.
Been good, I think.
Good. We want to talk about Off-Broadway in this segment, but we wanted to ask you some personal questions.
Oh, okay. Scary.
I was visiting with Brent earlier about the Olympics. Are you an Olympics watcher? Did you watch in the Olympics?
I watched it when I was growing up. I didn't really follow this year, except for I did see the break dancing from Australia.
You saw that?
Yeah, which kind of tickled me a little bit. But
Never thought that would become an Olympic sport, did you?
I thought maybe I should move to Australia and become a dancer.
Some of the things they do, though, is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
it was kind of cool. Yeah.
Yes. No, it was good. I only seen bits and pieces, but yeah.
Missed that. But, yeah, we were just talking, and some people like to watch the Olympics. Some don't. Some like certain parts of the Olympics. But you can go to Los Angeles in 2028 and see it in person if you like. That's where it'll be next.
Mm-hmm. Are you taking me?
I might, because they're not going to let people drive to the Olympics. So, and from what I've heard about L.A., that's probably a good thing. I've never been there. Have you?
No, I have not.
I probably never will be there. It's not on my bucket list, but yeah, I don't know. California, maybe north and south, but right where the big cities are, I'm not sure.
We could go do the breakfast show live from Olympic Square for those 2 weeks.
There you go.
Well, I wouldn't have anything to talk about. You'd be in seventh heaven, I'm sure.
Yes, I would actually. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I think is it Simone Biles? I think she's wonderful. I think she's absolutely wonderful, and I was pretty impressed with her jump. They said that she could clear like on the top of her head was 12 feet, and the bottom of her feet was over 7 foot 6 inches or something.
Yeah.
And she's shorter than me, and that's pretty short. So.
It's not.
Yeah,
so
she's
short.
amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I know.
Okay,
about.
That's
That's
pretty good.
Not a lot.
It's more than I know. Let's see. Off-Broadway, how's the help situation? What are you looking for?
Well, it looks like right now we are still looking for an overnight med aid and PRN med aid for day shift and night shift. Yeah, we have the dietary manager assistant position filled already. So.
Okay. And I guess the other question should be, are there apartments available?
Yes, there are some apartments available, and we do have a 2-bedroom, and so that usually doesn't last very long. We do have somebody coming to tour that, so come in and let us know. I mean, if they just look at it and they're just looking, and if you're like, okay, I want to get that 2-bedroom, it's very rare that we have one. So
get it now. All right. And activities, I know you have a lot of activities at Off-Broadway. What's coming up?
Well, actually today we have team physical therapy coming in to do a presentation at 1:30. So if anybody's interested or has time, you can stop by Off-Broadway on the 3rd floor and listen to them talk about aging and like what it does to your body and how important physical therapy is for you.
Good. Yeah, Dave's trying to wonder, is this something I should attend? That's what's going through Dave's mind right now.
I think a lot of us, including yours truly, maybe when we shave in the morning, we realize what aging does.
Yes. I mean, I don't shave, but,
yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good to have that, because sometimes I think people need to know what their body's doing as you age. I mean, there's things that maybe you shouldn't be doing anymore, maybe things that you can do with the right therapy, that sort of thing.
Well, all I know is I woke up last week and I could barely walk. Just went to sleep, woke up. I'm not very old. But after a week of, doctors and chiropractors and physical therapy is probably next on my list that I need.
Wow.
I am feeling better, though. Only took a week and a half.
Well, I'm glad you're better. What'd you do, run a marathon or something?
I don't know what happened. I just woke up and I was like, oh, okay, emergency room, because I couldn't really move.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That was scary.
Yeah.
But they didn't really figure out what it was?
They did a CT scan and said there was inflammation, and then I went to the chiropractor and he said that my spine was bent, my vertebrae are bent and pushing everything over, and I was all twisted. Why? I don't know, but...
I think I know why.
Why?
I think you didn't remember it, but you tried to emulate the athlete, Simone, that you were talking about.
Yeah. I mean, that could have been it. Doing flips in the house. Hey, my 5-year-old, I should get him in gymnastics because he can do flips and all kinds of crazy stuff, and
that's so
really impressive.
So wonderful to be limber at 5, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be a good program. That's today?
Yes, today.
Okay. You know what time? Did you say what time?
1:30.
1:30. All right. Okay. Yeah. And two bedroom available, but not for long, and you have some one bedrooms available.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think we have one studio available right now as well.
All right. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
I haven't asked this question for a while.
Okay.
How are the birds doing?
The birds are doing great. Actually, we have some new birds that
Really?
they brought in, and there's one little baby and a dove.
Oh.
So hopefully this one will, come to. And there's like 3 yellow ones. I don't know the names of the birds or anything.
That's fine.
But they're pretty awesome to watch. Like, we did have just a lot of doves there for a while, and now we have different types of species of birds. And they all have their own little cubby, and a couple of them hang down on the bottom.
They're more ground feeders
Mm-hmm.
then, probably.
Yeah, we have people coming in just to watch the birds.
Listen, the times I have come to Off-Broadway, I'll spend at least 5 minutes watching the birds. I love your birds. And I'm sure, obviously a lot of people do.
Yeah, I like to go in and whistle at them and just talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll come over and look at me. And
there's a lot of little babies being born in there, too, aren't there?
Yeah, there's definitely babies. And, there's somebody that comes in and checks on the birds and brings new birds if need be. And, so.
Yeah,
nice.
Stop by and take a look.
Yeah, we have a book actually on a table there that will tell you all about the birds that we have. I should read it.
You should.
Yeah.
Thinking of a song now. I got a song stuck in my head about birds, and I don't want to sing it or say it because it's very repetitive. It's bird, bird, bird is a word, bird, bird, bird.
Oh,
is a
yes.
word. Remember
Yeah,
that one?
I know that song.
Haven't you heard
Yeah,
about
that's
the
going
bird?
way back.
Bird, 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 bird is a word.
I know the song you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was thinking blackbird.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a little more mellow. Than,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Anything else you wanted to mention before we let you go?
No, I think that's all
right.
I have this week.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
Good
me.
to see you again.
It's good to see you.
If you decide you're going to do some more of those flips, let us know. We'd like to see it.
Okay.
Here's J.D. McPherson. Now, a little story there for J.D. We played Alison Krauss and Robert Plant earlier. They were on tour, still on tour, and we had the chance to see them in Lincoln this summer together. And J.D. McPherson opened the show, and he also played in their band. And now he has his own work out right now. This one's called Sunshine Getaway. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. We promise you lots of guests and lots of good guests today, and we're going to have a grand finale here now at 9:14. Grand finale.
Ho! Hi, gentlemen.
Hey. Hey, how you doing?
Good. Tom Griffith is here. Kevin Safranik is here. And today, I believe your role is to represent the Anselmo Myrna Athletic Booster Club. Would I be correct?
That is correct.
All right.
That is correct.
First off, I want to go to Kevin before we get into the Booster Club activities and everything. I believe Kevin's son and his wonderful family are in the neighborhood now where Brent and Dave live, and I so hope that they have found the neighborhood to be inviting, and neighbors like Dave and I have not scared them away.
Well, he's been looking for Dave to come mow his lawn, but he doesn't want to get gypped on the payment part like you do.
Yeah, he doesn't want to pay the bill. Yeah. Well, I think Dave might have an introductory special.
Oh, yes.
For someone that just moves into the neighborhood.
It'll be special, all right. Yeah. I didn't know we had new neighbors.
Yeah, they've been
you
there.
You didn't know they're there? When we go visit them, you're usually out mowing, and I asked Brent where they lived, and you guys live right across the street.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. We're right across the street, and apologize to them for it. We haven't been very good neighbors. We need to go over and say hi and take cookies or something, and we just haven't done that.
We should do that. Well, you'll bring the cookies.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. We'll ride over there on your lawnmower and bring a plate of cookies to the Safranics.
Well, we'll have to do that.
There we go.
We'll have to do that.
Nope, thanks for mentioning
Well, it's great having them there. They're a wonderful young family. All right, let's talk about the Booster Club activities. You got a big event coming up tomorrow.
Yep.
We're going to be at the Foo Bar in Anselmo, and you guys have very kindly asked me to, I think, kind of serve as your MC again for the event. So we look forward to that. But it's kind of a big fall sports kickoff. I don't know where the summer went, but now
know either.
Now the kids are practicing for fall sports, and the fall sports season's right around the corner.
Yep. Yeah, they've started. Well, they did conditioning last week, and first practices yesterday, and it's just it just seems like it was yesterday, and they were just getting done with school. So it's crazy. I don't know how that works, but yeah, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at Foo Bar. If you're Anselmo Myrna supporter, or if your kids go to school there, definitely come on up. We've got hamburgers for $5, a meal for $5 actually, and everything is prepared for you. We've got a couple guys cooking. Kevin can talk about them, and they do a great job every year. And good food and good entertainment. We got Brent up there kind of interviewing the kids, and it should be probably going to be a pretty short interview this year because football, there's only one senior. And
really?
Yeah. And then girls wise in the senior class, there's not, well, they're probably all out for volleyball. So, but there's just a handful of them. I think it's just one of the smallest classes we've had for several years. So, but
well, and we see that. I've always said this. It just goes in cycles, doesn't it? You know,
does.
I think every small town school goes through it, where you have classes that are big, and then you come across a class that isn't all that big, but you still find a way to find the athletes and put together a really good product.
Yep, that's correct. And Coach Gilligan and his crew, they've done a great job with these kids. Since taking that over, they've carried on McGinn's tradition of just getting the most out of those kids.
Yeah.
Of course, Gilligan playing for McGinn, he kind of saw that in action several years ago, but it's kind of carried over into these kids. They made a run at the state playoff for football last year. The volleyball girls do good as well.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Hoblin's doing a great job with them. And she's kind of established her career there. So she's
the veteran.
Yes.
Now
yes.
at Anselmo Myrna, I think, when it comes to coaching.
She is.
Yeah.
She's by far the most senior one there. So Al Kirchman's probably up there too, but he's I don't think quite as many years as head coach.
I didn't think so, maybe.
Yeah, because he was an assistant coach with JD when our girls were playing basketball. So, but yeah, it looks like a good year. A lot of, And we appreciate you coming up and doing those interviews. And by the way, my son is the only senior.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he says, I guess I have to talk this year, don't I? It's like, yeah, you're going to have to talk a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, you help me. If there's some questions that you'd like for your son to answer, you just let me know, and we'll put him him front and center tomorrow.
We can definitely do that. I'll call his mom before I leave here.
Hey,
and
we'll
make sure she's got some too. So.
And they don't have to be sports related.
Okay.
We can get personal if we need to.
Okay. We can do that. We can definitely do that.
But yeah, well, thank you for asking me and asking us to kind of serve as the MC of the event. We've enjoyed it the last couple of years that we've had the opportunity to do it. And yeah, we'll be visiting with the coaches and the players of the AM fall sports teams. And so we'll look forward to that. And the one thing, Mr. Safranik, that I've always enjoyed is your meal. I don't know who cooks the hamburgers, but they're delicious.
Well, Mike and Mark Schmidt are doing it this year. And if anybody knows their cooking, Mike has won, 4 or 5 times in a row up at Anselmo for his cooking contest. So Mike's huge. Mark is, I think, one of the best cooks as far as fish around. So having both of them cook for us is kind of a big deal. I was going to mention also that superintendent is bringing up the Anselmo Myrna cooker, which is a great deal that they bought a couple years ago. Yep. So Mike and Mark will be cooking on it, and I don't know what secrets are going on over there at the grill.
I don't either.
But there's like 10 or 12 of them all huddled around watching them cook. So there must be something going on that we don't know. But that's going to be going on as far as the cooking. And it's not just have the old charcoal hamburgers like you usually get for a low price. And I was going to mention too, $5, they will accept cash. Up there.
Oh, nice. Yes. So we don't have to bring our card.
No card.
Thank you, Anselmo.
Yes, cash is good.
Cash still works well up there.
I bet it does.
And I'm guessing it might even be preferred for this event.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes,
definitely.
Please bring cash. Yeah. We also are we sent out membership letters, but if people didn't get a membership letter or they lost it, we will be taking people that want to join the Booster Club also tonight or tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night,
So that will be open. So also we are inducting somebody new into the Athletic Hall of Fame. We will be announcing that tomorrow night.
Oh, good.
So
we
will do that on your show.
All right. So breaking news. If you come to the event.
Nobody knows.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
all right.
So
well, we'll look forward to that
you
announcement.
You might know him, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm intrigued.
Yep.
I'll make sure I'm there.
Yes.
We hope you're there.
Guys, talk a little bit about some of the things that the Anselmo Myrna Athletic Booster Club has done in recent years, if you would.
Okay. One of the most recent things, and this will be revealed probably at a volleyball game, I'm real certain, the floor in both gyms actually they've been done completely redone. The main gym, we have new graphics on it. We have all sorts of nice new look. It'll be a lot brighter in there. And then the Booster Club helped with the graphics, paying for the graphics and stuff like that. So that's probably the most recent thing. And then the new crow's nest at the football field was also Booster Club donations that over 2 years, I think it was about $10,000 that we gave for that. And of course, we had our Jason Reed and his shop classes built all that and did everything with that. So we had I don't know if Josh Christian or which electrician came up to do the electrical stuff, but it was pretty much done by all that shop class up there. So they did a lot of good work there. And then I'm trying to think back, Kevin. There's been a camera that's been bought. We also helped with the huddle system that will be used. Actually, this will be the first year that we've used it outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
I know other schools have used it, and I wouldn't say they've perfected the technology yet, but you don't have to have anybody up there on the camera doing anything, and it's supposed to follow the action on the football field. I've seen a couple of them around the state where they just kind of go back and forth looking for things, but hopefully we don't run into that. But otherwise, we'll go back to the regular camera if we need to. But hopefully everything works well with that. But the Booster Club has been definitely involved with that, and that helps with the volleyball, basketball, football. That's been a big thing there. And of course, the graphics in the gym. I mean, that's just every activity we have in there. I have a picture I'll share with you guys before I leave, but it definitely looks really, really nice.
Yeah,
it's
great.
Going to be a huge change for us.
Talk a little bit about just the support you as the Booster Club get, whether it be from individuals, whether it be from area businesses. I know that, I see this at all of our area communities and our area schools as we go out and cover sports throughout the entire high school sports season. But I know that you have a lot of support from businesses and individuals when it comes to the Booster Club.
We do. We have a lot of support, and not just Anselmo and Myrna, but Broken Bow and surrounding areas. And as Tom mentioned on the cameras, I think that's something that the Booster Club has kind of went forward and promoted, just to get people that aren't at the game to be able to watch the game on huddle, as he said, and make it just crisp and like you're at the game. And a lot of people can't make it there, and a lot of them are Booster Club supporters. So I think that's been a big priority for us to make sure that gets out to everybody that wants to watch our games.
Yeah. We're excited to finally experience the new crow's nest at the football field. Brent, in his great wisdom a year ago, decided to do all of your AM football games that we broadcast on the road.
Right.
And so I made sure we're going to be at home for
deal.
at least one of them at Anselmo Myrna. So we look forward to that. Great things that the Booster Club continues to do, and we look forward to the event tomorrow. Start time is 7 o'clock for the event itself tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, for the food and everything. It'll start at 7 p.m. So we'll be up there with Tammy at Foo Bar, and she's opening up to help us have a great kickoff for the fall season. So she's been great for the last several years. Done a great job with it. So.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I know that we all can't thank Tammy enough, and the Foo Bar is just a great place to have a party.
Yes.
Outside,
definitely.
And that's what we're going to do.
Yep, definitely. It's a wide open area where, there's a lot of room to people move around, talk with people, see people we haven't seen for a couple months anyway, and just visit and learn about the kids and see what's going to be going on this fall.
All right, sounds good. Other things that you guys wanted to mention that maybe we haven't touched on, whether it be just about the Booster Club or the event coming up tomorrow?
Well, we got to mention our president, Melissa Wells. She couldn't make it here today because she didn't want to. But she has been a big part. I mean, I wouldn't say that she got thrown to the wolves being president, but she's kind of took it over, and she's done a lot of things behind the scenes that is really good. And of course, being past president, I know the things she's going through. So, so we got to thank her. I think I thanked the superintendent, Mike and Mark, of course, and Tom mentioned Tammy and you guys. So
yeah,
I think that's what we got.
Guys, I don't want to put a damper on this. Don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of a self-appointed agent for Brent Apperson, and I have a fee for that, and I was thinking about waiving it since this is a benefit. But if I decide to send the bill, can I send that to Safranic Farms then?
I would send it to Melissa Wells is where I would send it.
All right.
I mean, I think you might have a connection there is what I heard.
Okay, yeah, we'll take that under advisement. The other thing, on a serious side, we just received a mailing from the AM boosters here, and there was some options about sponsorship, different levels.
Yep.
And I was curious because one of the top ones put your name on the crow's nest, and I think on some of the screens and so forth. You have different options about how you can advertise your business. You want to talk about that real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So we've got a gold level. That's the $500 level. There's 4 free season ticket passes to all events, home events. It may not include the districts or anything like that, but and then there's with that. That's like you said. There, your name gets put up on the new crow's nest, published in the program, and then can be projected on the screens in the gym during the during the game or the events. Then the $300 level is 2 season tickets and name and organizations published in the programs and also projected up on the screens. Bronze level is $150, 1 season ticket, and name is and organization is listed in the program. And then Coyote Fan, basically your name organization is listed in the program. So, several levels there, and then we have people that'll donate, $100 or $25 or whatever too. So
individuals who just want to.
Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
We've had a good response already. We're probably maybe 40% of where we were at last year. So we typically, a little over, $12,000 a year, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it definitely goes.
Well, you've done some good things with it.
Yeah, we have. So.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and waive the fee on my agent.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
I am going to send.
We'll make sure he
Bill
gets
Brent.
something. We'll get something. Make sure he gets something to eat.
Yeah. Make sure and watch him because he'll nab a couple of hamburgers off of you if you're not careful.
Okay. We'll check on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think something that we always promote every year, and I don't know who hasn't followed through, but the baton twirling competition that we've talked about. I just seen somebody walk by that reminded me of that.
An AM grad, if I'm not
Absolutely.
mistaken, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Former twirler.
Yeah, former baton twirler. I think that, we've kind of been talking in the past about some like pre-show entertainment, right?
Yep. Yes.
Baton twirling and
with fire, I believe.
Fire.
Oh, yes.
I'd love to see that.
And I think the person we're talking, let's just say the name. I think we're talking about Christy Wells,
Yes.
our own Christy Wells, right?
She's competed in the park here a number of years ago.
Right.
Took on Tim Donnelly in some competitions down there.
Nice.
She practiced quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think she got beat.
I think it would be an amazing way to start off the program tomorrow
I think
night.
it'd be great.
I think it would.
The kids would all love it.
Yeah. Yeah, she'd be a good guest.
Yeah.
Be quite an asset, wouldn't she?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm envisioning what her face is looking like right now.
I saw
as we're
her
talking
face.
about
Yeah,
this.
she kind of looked over here. Yeah,
Oh,
she
boy.
kind of looked
Her
back
face
this way.
looked cheery.
Yes, it looked very cheerful.
Oh, cheery,
By the way, I hope she know Kevin was the one that started this conversation.
Yeah.
I just hope she knows that.
Well, I see she got nominated for a news deal, and I didn't know if it was because of her baton twirling in the past.
Well, had we included that on the nomination form, maybe she would have won the big award.
That could be.
I don't know.
Man, we blew that.
Yeah, we did.
Should have had that one on there.
Well, I think you folks can tell we're going to have a fun time tonight, or tomorrow night. Excuse me. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Foo Bar in Anselmo. It's so come on out and join us. We'll be talking to kids and coaches, and it's very laid back. We just get together and have a good time. So, all right, guys, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
candidates who are energetic, friendly, and outgoing, dependable, accurate, and a team player. If interested, send your employment application to Betsy Smith. You can email her at bsmith@nesb.bank. You can also go to their website, nesb.bank, and go to /careers to find out more information as well. Nebraska State Bank, looking for full and part-time tellers.
The Garden Center in Broken Bow would like to remind you there's still time to get your landscaping projects completed. As a matter of fact, this time of year is a great time to do it. So stop in to see the selection of perennials, trees, and shrubs they have waiting for you. And this is a good time for the plants themselves to get those roots in the ground and established before next spring. So check all that out. Also check out their new candle scents, houseplants, pots, and potting soil. And don't forget while you're there to sit down in that prairie patio furniture and give it a test. Find the best selection for your patio. This is heavy-duty furniture built to last. And the mums should be coming in after today. So mark your calendars and stop in and see their beautiful selection of mums this fall. Open Monday through Friday, 10 until 5:30, Saturday, 10 till 2. And, of course, they're very active on Facebook. Check them out periodically on Facebook as well. The Garden Center, located 1 block off Highway 2 South, just turn at the dollar store.
All right, another job opportunity. United Way of the Midlands is hiring for the JAG Nebraska program at Anselmo Myrna Public Schools. Are you ready to make a difference in the lives of young people? Well, JAG Nebraska is on the hunt for a dedicated career specialist at Anselmo Myrna Public Schools. JAG Nebraska is an evidence-based 4-credit classroom elective that provides professional and technical education to all students who need, want, or can benefit from the assistance. Join their team and empower students to overcome their challenges and achieve in school, work, and in life. This is your chance to guide students towards successful careers while working in a supportive and dynamic environment. Apply today. Just visit United Way of the Midlands and go to Careers for more details.
Kincaidor Brewing Company in Broken Bow is looking to hire some line cooks. Part-time or full-time positions need to be filled, and your experience will come into play here, but they're starting at $16. You must be 16 years or older. Stop in and fill out an application or contact Corey at 402-239-9873 or email him at kori@kincaidor.com. Come work in a fun atmosphere with friendly people. Kincaidor Brewing Company here in Broken Bow. That number again, 402-239-9873.
Well, this week marks the third Thursday of the month, if you can believe that. And every third Thursday of the month, they do something special at Rustic and Red in Cozad, Nebraska. It is their monthly Sip and Shop. Sales will run all day, but the sipping will start at 4 o'clock on Thursday. You'll find sales throughout the store, so grab your friends. Guys, grab your gal, make it a date night, and head on over to Rustic and Red in Cozad for their third Thursday Sip and Shop. They'll be open 10 to 7 at Rustic and Red in beautiful downtown Cozad this Thursday. Make sure you follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on all of the details.
All right, thank you very much, Brent Apperson. You didn't know I was your agent, did you?
No, I just found that out, actually.
I'll be fair with you, don't worry.
I thought Todd Reynolds was my agent.
Yeah, but you haven't heard from him, have you?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
He's a fickle agent.
That's a very good point.
I'd call him a fickle pickle agent.
He did represent me well when he was my agent, though. I think, if I remember correctly, he was able to upgrade me to nachos when I went to the state basketball tournament one year. I think he worked a deal with you.
Isn't he a veterinarian?
No, Todd's not, is he?
Oh, there's Todd.
Yeah, this is Todd.
Oh, Todd.
Yeah, Todd was my agent.
Is his brother a veterinarian?
I think you might be right on that, yeah.
And you said you were eating what?
Nachos.
I don't think they were nachos.
Oh.
I think he got an animal food from his brother. And that's what you were eating.
Oh, okay.
High in protein, but...
Yeah. Oh, I'm following you now.
I'm not
okay.
going to tell you what it was made out of.
All right.
We're going to do the text thing now.
Okay.
Give our listeners a chance to get registered for the $75 cash prize this Friday in the Thrive for 75 giveaway registration. And this is, of course, for $75 cash prize. And then that makes you eligible for a $750 cash prize drawing in September. Or you may win a big old grill, Weber grill. Not old, it's brand new from Ace Hardware. It's beautiful. And we're going to be giving that away in September, all in honor of KCNI's 75th birthday. So I've got a minute 46 here for you to text. The number to text is 870-0333. Need your first and last name with that text, 870-0333, starting now.